Well, hello there, Leo. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today, we are doing your June General Tarot reading. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the Oracle cards, and then we'll move to the Tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Let's see what we have in store for you in the month of June. Porcupine Spirit, time for beginner mind. I love this. It means you have a new cycle coming in. A narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. Yeah, so if you have been feeling like you haven't had a lot of new options or opportunities, relationships coming onto your path, right? It's because you've been in this transition, but this new situation, new opportunity is coming in for you. So it could be a new relationship, it could be a new business opportunity. So we'll take a look at that. We're going to move to the Tarot. We'll take a look at your present energy. Then we'll take a look at any obstacles or areas of resistance that are on your path, and then also advice from Spirit. So let's see what we have. Yeah, right off the bat, okay, you're being asked to step out of your comfort zone, okay? So you could have kind of put yourself into this narrow pathway. And not wanting, okay, to take a risk in any area, trying to keep yourself safe. And sometimes that's because we feel like the situation that we're dealing with or the period of time that we're going through, it puts us in a precarious position. If you look at that bridge up there in the air, right, it has like just a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, just the tiniest bit of a railing, right? If I was walking across this bridge, I would be clinging, probably crawling across it. I don't like heights. I definitely don't like anything that's not like solid. So you could have felt for some time that you're kind of like just trying to stay safe, right? Keep yourself from falling. Looking at situations as, you know, one wrong step and I'll fall off this bridge, right? And, you know, plummet to the bottom of that canyon. So it's now time. It is now time for you to start taking risks again, okay? You're coming into a new cycle. It's something that is going to bring you a lot of joy. You have, yes, you are correct, right? Deeper insights are at hand. Understanding that you are kind of coming into a sense of understanding that what it is that you are truly wanting can be yours, but you're going to have to not just play it safe. You're going to have to step out of that safety, sense of safety, right? Yeah, having the courage. Wow. Okay, this is huge. This is huge because you have 3 major arcana here. Okay, so let's go, let's see what the Tarot has to say. So your present energy. You have the step out of your comfort zone because you have behind a mask, okay? You're kind of hiding yourself in whatever capacity this is, right? If it's a relationship, right? You're kind of like not allowing yourself to be vulnerable in this situation, kind of protecting your own heart, perhaps not sharing your true feelings or emotions. You know, it could be about the relationship or it could be about something that happened in the past. If this is like in the business world, right? You could be like not speaking your mind, okay? Not saying, sharing your ideas or you know, putting effort into projects that you would like to do because it's like, well, I want to stay safe. I do not want to fall off the bridge, right? And a lot of times we get into this place after we've gone through a difficult time. And so it's kind of like we almost like eliminate any new options from coming in because we're saying no to so much just to try to keep ourselves safe. But you have, your prayers are being answered, and the courage card, strength, right? Having the courage to persevere, having the courage to ask your guides and angels about what is the next step, right? Being able to ask for the courage to step out of your comfort zone, to take off the mask, to shine your true light, to know that the ideas that you are getting are correct. It's fine to step out, to allow yourself to shine your true light, to share your gifts, your thoughts, your ideas, your love with others at this time. Yeah, I feel like you've been, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Yeah, for some of you, this could be a relationship, and it does not have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a relationship that you have with a family, a friend, a business partner, a coworker, right? Or it could be your relationship with yourself, listening to what your heart truly wants and speaking, okay, about what it is that you really want. Because I think for some of you, you could have been alone for some time. The narrow pathway in the hermit is showing a little bit of that energy of feeling isolated, feeling alone, okay, feeling like you're on this path completely by yourself. If you've been single, you could have been single for a while. Or you could just feel with the hermit energy that you just haven't had any options to kind of grow and expand. But the reason is because it was a good time for you to kind of like cocoon, okay, to reassess what it is that you truly want in life, to reconnect to your own light and love about how to share it with the world. You've gained some extra wisdom and insight about yourself, about the world in this pathway, okay? But it's time now to drop that burden and to step into this 10 of Cups. Very much the energy, 2 10s here, right, is that you are at the end of a cycle. You're at the end of a cycle of feeling alone, of feeling isolated, right? And now it's time to step into your energy, Leo, right? With the Strength card, step into your energy and go after what it is that your heart truly desires. That is going to take some courage, because you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to put yourself in new situations. So you could be at this time, okay, looking for a new job, or looking to start a new business, or looking to start a new love relationship. But the hardest part might be getting started, right? The hardest part is dropping the burden of the sense of being isolated, of being on your own. The hardest burden here is to drop the energy of that. It's really kind of interesting because, you know, where I live, when we kind of like things kind of started opening up again after the pandemic, so many people, myself included, had a hard time like putting ourselves out there again, right? Like, I mean, just, you know, like starting to socialize again. It was difficult because for so long, right, we had been told to kind of isolate, you know, create this safe bubble for ourselves. And then all of a sudden, you know, we're thinking about expanding our safe bubble. It's that type of energy, right? Of understanding, okay, I can't get to the other side of this narrow pathway unless I allow myself to kind of like not creep along here, but actually stand up and start walking along this pathway and kind of like putting one foot in front of the other, having the courage to go after what it is that I truly want. And it's just one small step at a time. It's not like you have to jump up and run, right? It's just allowing yourself, okay, today I'm going to take another step towards what it is that I want. And if you don't know what you want, right, you're kind of like, I don't know, I'm not even there yet. That's okay. It's having the courage to start dreaming, you know, carving out time every day to daydream about some things that you would like to experience, adventures you'd like to go on, things you would like to create, getting back in touch with your emotions of what it is that you would like to have or to experience in this lifetime. Okay, so let's go to your obstacle. Yeah, great gratitude, step into the spotlight, believe in the impossible. I think you have lost. There's almost an energy here of losing, okay, feeling like, okay, it's almost like I don't feel like anything. It's been a long time. Let's put it this way. If you've been single, I feel like you've been single a long time, right? If you're looking to change a job, it's really hard because you've been in the same job maybe for a long time. For some of you, if you've been dealing with a health issue, it's been a long time, right? You've been in this path for some time. It's time to recognize that that cycle is over. Sometimes that is the hardest part, is understanding, okay, that cycle is over. I can pick myself up and start getting ready for the next chapter. But it is about recognizing that it is possible that there is a new chapter, right? It's about believing in something that you thought was impossible because of something. Okay, so the message I'm getting is that some of you may have had a dream that you were going after, and then something happened, okay? So it could even be, let's say, before the pandemic, right? You were going to open a new restaurant or something like that. And then the pandemic came in and, where I live, the restaurants were closed down for some time. Okay. So you were going to open this new restaurant and then, all of a sudden you weren't able to. And now you're kind of like wanting to go back to opening a restaurant, going back to a dream that you had at one time that was for some reason, okay? Maybe you wanted to start your own business, but then your partner, okay, lost their job, right? And then you had to stay in your job in order to have a stable income, right? It's something like that. Or a health issue came up, and so you weren't able to go and follow what your heart truly wanted. Now is another opportunity for this to come into play, understanding that it's all about divine timing. If you had been able to start that restaurant, that new business, a new relationship, okay, however long ago this was, it would not have been as successful as it will be now. So it's understanding, okay, that was divine timing. I'm grateful that it didn't occur when it was supposed to occur, right? It's about stepping into the spotlight, knowing that the time is different. It's time for a beginner mind. It's time to say, okay, I'm not going to worry about something pulling the rug out from underneath me. Instead, I'm going to go into this, understanding that I have another possibility for something that my heart truly desires. It's time for a new chapter. But for the new chapter to begin, you have to believe that it is going to happen. Okay, that is the key here. Is you have to step into the positive mindset that this time it will work. All right, so let's see what your advice is. Yeah, be bold and make the first move and be honest with yourself. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth. Then let source take it from there. Yeah, it's about kind of surrendering to the concept of, okay, it wasn't the right time before. If it was a relationship that ended, it's kind of like that wasn't the right relationship. Now I'm a different person. Now I have, gained up more perspective, more insight. It could be that you were going to start a restaurant before the pandemic, but then you couldn't open the restaurant. So you spent a lot of time during the pandemic, learning new recipes, playing with food. Now if you started a restaurant, you would have all of that extra insight, cooking experience that you wouldn't have had if you were having to stay at home for some time. It's almost as if you see you're grateful for this time that you've been on the bridge, even though it's been difficult, it's been lonely, maybe isolating, okay? But at the same time, it's given you time to go within, to cultivate perhaps insight or skills that you could not have done if you hadn't had this kind of like time. I'm going to say time without any options, without much going on in your life. A really interesting energy to be grateful for those periods of isolation, periods of being the hermit, right? Periods of just not having a lot going on. That is really an interesting perspective. Sometimes I have to, I had a pretty bad fall hiking back in October, and I was really out for about a month healing. And, it can sometimes be very lonely, when you're healing from something. But at the same time, I tried to keep that perspective. The universe is giving me this time. This is a time for me to sit and to think of new things that I would like to do in the future once I heal, understanding that we're given those gifts of time or isolation, cocooning, okay, in order to create new skills, new insight, new perspectives. Okay, and then you have playing it safe in the Empress. So the Empress is the energy of rebirthing yourself, of bringing something back, perhaps, that you really wanted in the past, okay? And it doesn't have to be the same exact thing, you don't have to open the same exact type of restaurant. You don't even have to open a restaurant, maybe you've decided that you want to go in a different direction, right? It's not about perhaps reconciling with the same person that you have broken away from in the past. It's about, okay, I'm ready for new. The Empress is about new, creating new businesses, new relationships, a new you. But here's the playing it safe. It's allowing yourself to not stay safe, to stepping out of the comfort zone, right? Step out of your comfort zone. Believe in the impossible, right? It's about stepping into that energy of understanding. Yeah, well, oh, here it is. Be bold and make the first move, right? It's understanding that in order to acquire what it is, to step into this energy of the Empress, you have to make the first move. You have to be the one that starts putting out the resumes, right? Or starts taking those baby steps towards what it is that you're wanting to create. Yeah, here, really beautiful because you have the Queen of Pentacles twice and the Strength card again. So your energy, Leo, is coming out really loudly in this, stepping into an energy of creating what it is that you want. The Queen of Pentacles is very good in business. She's also very loving, nurturing to herself and to the people that mean the most to her. It's being business savvy and yet at the same time nurturing, which is a beautiful energy. It's understanding that what you have been through, okay, this pathway, it's been long. It's been long. And it's time for this to end, right? It's time for you to have this beautiful rebirth. This is the Phoenix Rising card, understanding that you have an opportunity to rebuild yourself in a new way. However that may mean to you. Whatever was a difficult time, you've come to the end of a difficult passage, okay? A difficult cycle. That cycle is over. You have a beautiful cycle right here in front of you. All right, so let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And Leo, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Am I consistently showing up? This is really good because I feel like you're having to kind of break yourself out of this energy of feeling isolated, alone, not having a lot of options, right? It's taking a lot of courage because you have the Strength card coming out twice. So you could be putting yourself out there one day, right? And then the next day, right, say you put yourself out there one day, okay, taking a baby step, taking some step towards what it is that your heart is truly desiring. But it doesn't come in super fast. It doesn't come in right then, right? Because the thing that you have to recognize is that you've been on this narrow pathway for some time. So you have to break the momentum. You have to give the divine, your spirit guides and angels, a little bit, okay, time for things to catch up with you. So you have to put yourself out there every single day and be consistent with it, whatever it is, okay? Because unless you do that, the universe, if you put yourself out there one day, but then for 2 days you sit at home, right, or whatever, not putting yourself out there, staying safe, and then you put yourself out there one day and then you don't for a couple of days, the universe is just like, okay, what is Leo doing? Are they really putting themselves out there, or are they just going to stay safe? It's about putting yourself out there and keeping your mindset in believing that whatever it is that you are wanting is possible. It's about believing in the impossible. Right now, you think that what your heart truly desires is impossible. This is stepping into that energy of, I know it's possible because I deserve it, and I am going to put my time and energy and resources in towards reaching this goal. I'm committing to it. And when you commit to it day after day, then the universe kind of says, all right, Leo is really committing. They're not ping-ponging back and forth. They have all of their energy going forward. So it says, some trade their dreams for comfort. Yet comfort is the enemy of progress. Success requires showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, and even when it feels uncomfortable. It takes guts and an endless vision to stay consistent to your dream. Journal where you can be more consistent in your life in alignment with your soulful goals, and then show up, right? So it's understanding that at this time, you're being asked. It's like the universe is behind you, but you have to kind of come into this with, okay, this is a new cycle. We're starting June 1st, right? So it's kind of like, okay, June's a new month for me. I'm going to go forward with this beginner mindset, right? This is going to work. I believe in the impossible because it's not impossible. It is possible. And I am going to put myself out there. I'm going to show up consistently. And then saying to your guides and angels, okay, I'm showing up. I am showing up. I'm committing to showing up, and I appreciate all of the help and guidance that you can give me. And then being open to that, allowing that to come in because it wants to. All right, Leo, I'm going to leave it there. I really do appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I wish you so much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.